Hi, and welcome to another Level 2 Calculus video. In this video, we're going to focus on a technique that helps you evaluate the constant called C. You remember in the last video on anti-differentiation, when we anti-differentiate functions, this number C pops up because there might have been a number that disappeared in the process of differentiation. And so now with information, we're going to show you how you can find C. So the process of turning a function into a gradient function we know is called differentiation, and going back the opposite way is anti-differentiation. And the notation we're getting used to is y dash turns back into y, or dy dx turns back into y, or f dash x turns back into fx. All right, let's get into example 1. A function y passes through the point 2, 3. Given the gradient function y dash is equal to 2x minus 9, your job is to find the function y, find the rule for y. All right, well, this is a gradient function, so we have to anti-differentiate it back to the y function, the graph function. You need to remember that the x by itself is x to the power of 1, and so let's anti-differentiate. So we're going to add 1 to the power of x to the 1 to make it x to the power of 2, and then divide by the new power of 2. The 2's will actually cancel out here to simplify it to x to the power of 2. The minus 9 will anti-differentiate to minus 9x. The x comes back, and then we put down this plus c to represent any constant that disappeared when we differentiated it. So we're going to end up with x squared minus 9x plus c. That's our rule for y. But we don't know what c is. But we're going to use this point up here, 2, 3, and that's going to help us establish what c is. So we'll write down the equation y equals x squared minus 9x plus c. When we see an x, we're going to substitute in the number 2. And when we see a y, we're going to substitute in the number 3. So we're going to write 3 is equal to 2 squared minus 9 times 2 plus c. And we're going to solve this little equation to work out c. So we get 3 is equal to negative 14 plus c. If we add 14 to both sides, we get c is equal to the number 17. So we've established that c is 17. So here is our final y function, our rule for y. Y is equal to x squared minus 9x plus 17. All right, here's example 2, and it's using this fx and f dash x notation. So given f dash x, which means it's a gradient rule, is equal to 2 minus 8x plus 9x squared, and we're given f bracket 3 is equal to 9, find fx. Now fx is just a flash way or a different way of writing y. So we've got to take the gradient function and anti-differentiate it back to get the y function. So remember, once again, this x by itself is x to the power of 1. Let's anti-differentiate it. So the 2 will anti-differentiate to 2x. The minus 8x to the power of 1, we have to add 1 to the power to make x to the power of 2 and divide by the new power of 2. The 9x squared is, we're going to add 1 to the power to make it 9x cubed and divide by the new power of 3 and plus our c. Now we can tidy this up a bit. The 8 divided by 2 makes 4 and the 9 divided by 3 makes 3. So we get our function, or y rule, is 2x minus 4x squared plus 3x cubed plus c. Again, we don't know what c is, but we're going to use this information to find it. So once again, here's our rule, and we know that when x is 3, that's the number inside brackets, y is 9. So every time we see a y or fx, we put 9. Every time we see an x, we put 3. And we solve this equation to get 9 is equal to 51 plus c. So c must be 9 take away 51, which is negative 42. And our final rule is this function down here with c equal to negative 42. Thanks for watching.